Okay, so I brought my trays of peppers, tomatoes, cabbages, everything that I planted first, which I definitely need to update my planter. I never put these things in my planter, but I brought them outside so that I can up pot them because they are getting so big. And some of them are fine in the cells that they're in, but some of them need to be up potted, and I need to get my tomatoes in some more soil. So I had leftover soil in the top layer of my green stalk, and it's not full yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and use that to up pot some stuff. But first, I'm going to go get the mint out of this pot back here and get my peach tree planted. So this mint is so teeny tiny. So I'm gonna go ahead and, up pot that into a bigger container and let that keep growing. And then I'm gonna put my peach tree in here for now. Okay, so now this will work, and I am just gonna take it over to my table. That way it can be with my other smaller plants for now, until I will probably plant it either in a bigger container or in my green stalk at some point. I'm not sure yet. So I'm gonna go get my peach tree, and then we're gonna plant that back there. Okay, so sorry about the dog barking. We had a freeze the other night, and I was really worried about everything in this bed, but it all looks really good. My peas are coming up. It looks like my spinach is coming up. My turnips are coming up. And my beets are coming up, so. And my calendula is coming up. Oh my gosh. I don't know what that is, but it looks like cilantro. So I didn't end up planting the tree in there. That was too small, so I just planted it over there. And that's still my property line, so that's where I planted it. My other peach tree back there still has leaves on it, so that's fun. Okay, so I am going to up pot some of these. I'm gonna start with the ones that look like they need more nutrition first, and then I'm gonna do my cabbages because they're a little leggy, and then if I have enough soil, then I will do my peppers. So I was gonna do this last time whenever I was planting new seeds. I was gonna go ahead and do this, but I didn't. I didn't have enough soil that day, and they were really wet. So this is a mushroom tomato. Oh no. Well, that's not what I wanted to do. But that's okay, because this one didn't look great. Anyway. Okay, let's try this one. Still the mushroom. And there's two, and one of them doesn't look great, so I'm going to leave that one in there. This is my first time ever doing this. I have no idea if I'm doing it right. Got one done. Let's do a different one. Well, I'm just trying it out, seeing what happens. That one's probably not going to be good. Allergies are kicking my butt. Okay, so I'm gonna try one of the red cabbages next. Let's see. So some of these have, even though I put cinnamon on them, they have mold. But I mean, that's because I watered them pretty heavily. And I mean, I think that it's okay. This is not easy. Okay. So I'm not gonna do it to all of them because I don't want to do that and then kill them. What I am gonna do is just go through and just thin some of these. I would love to separate those out. Those two look really healthy. these trays, it's really hard to get them out of the cells. Which is not good. My Waltham cabbages look fine, except for like one. Which is whatever. I'm gonna put those in here. Okay. I'm just trying to decide what to do. Go.
Go potty. Go potty.
It's not easy getting these out of here. Like, at all.
And you gotta do them individually?
Not all. I'm not going to do all of them. Because I don't want to risk doing this and it...
Losing all of them to freeze.
Well, I'm not going to leave them outside. I have to up-pot them because they're so big. Oh, that's strawberries.
Oh, all of that is strawberries?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, this, I'm just using the soil out of this, but I'm going to have to use my hands because...
You want me to help? I'm going to shut this gate.
Honestly, babe, I've never done this before. I barely know what I'm doing.
Well, I mean, just as far as getting them out. I don't have to. I can go shower and then work on my puzzle. I don't care.
Yeah, because I'm not doing all of them. They're not all coming out, and I'm not 100% sure which ones I'm going to transplant and which ones I'm not. At this point...
Toms, come here. Come here. Sit. Sit.
At this...
No.
I may just leave what's in here and leave them in here. Because the last frost date is April 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
So...
And then just replant them in something like that?
Yeah, what is above our... Is that a leaf?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going to touch it because I'm not that confident, but
and I'm going to replant them in the beds.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I mean, if there's
At some point, I probably will order another one of those.
I think, are you just doing this to have something to do with gardening?
No, because you see the yellow?
Mm-hmm.
Well, these are huge. But
right,
they look so good, I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
risk moving them and then them not doing good.
Oh, Tabasco. I was like, we're growing tobacco?
Maybe one day.
Roll it up and smoke it, Tonky.
But you see how these leaves are turning yellow?
Mm-hmm.
It's a nitrogen
So
deficiency.
they don't have enough soil or enough
Yeah, and like
Toms, no.
you can
Come here.
do
Stop. No.
I like how she throws it.
I know. She loves it.
You can either up pot them to put them in more soil, which has more nutrients, or you can fertilize them, but with seedlings you risk burning them up if you fertilize them.
Oh, okay.
And you don't want to burn them up. But some of these I can thin out, like this one. Be thin. Some of the purple coloring is just the variety of the tomato, because all these over here are tomatoes.
Oh, okay.
Well, not all of them, but the ones that I'm concerned about the coloring are tomatoes. And then I was a little concerned about the cabbage.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it is what it is at this point. You know? And I believe I'm supposed to trim my leeks. I don't know. I need to be labeling these. I don't know what tomato that was. Pineapple, maybe?
Sit. Sit. Nope, sit. Sit. Stay.
Stay. Takes off.
She has grass all on her face. Last one. Okay, ready? Drop it.
If you want to do something for me, you could get that table out of the back of my car. It's a folding table.
Is that for camping or for this?
For this.
Nope.
Because I think there's a table at the campsite, isn't there?
No, I just didn't know.
Yeah, no. Is there though?
I don't think so.
Oh, well then we can take it.
No. There is.
Okay, well, if you want, we can take it there first before I put stuff on it.
I think just in case, I think we should.
Okay.
All right, come on. Inside. Come on.
Look how tall these are.
I know. And they started just from seeds, right?
Just from seeds.
Alright, I'm gonna go hop in the shower.
Oh, don't get the table out first.
Huh?
Table out first.
I thought we were just gonna leave it in there since we're taking it.
Oh, yeah, true. I guess we just leave it in. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So we're going camping this weekend. That's going to be really fun. And I borrowed a table for my seed starting. I needed more tables. And I'm borrowing a table for my mom. Oh my gosh, y'all. Perfect. Came out perfect. But now I have to split them up. So... I mean, do people do this delicately? I just don't see how. What was this? A pineapple? That's a pineapple, tomato. I'm gonna have, Lord willing, have so many tomato plants. I'll probably give some to Cason's pawpaw and my friend who's gardening this year. So I'm just making a hole with this so I can stick this way down in there. Put a little bit more. Those are pineapple. That's a mushroom. Yeah, That's a mushroom. That's red cabbage. That's gonna be a surprise. Red cabbage. I really hope that I'm not like messing these up, but what are you gonna do? I'm not gonna do all of them, but some of them need to be split up. Like this is a pineapple one. Again, these pineapple tomatoes, they get really tall. I also need to go in and write what is determinate and indeterminate. I need to trim my leeks, I think. I'm gonna look that up before I do it. I don't wanna risk doing that and then I'm not supposed to. So this is my second year gardening, like really gardening, like trying stuff. I guess if you count my first garden here at this house, it's my third, but I was like, we just moved in May and I wanted to get something in the ground. Went and bought plant starts, didn't even have good soil, used like a broken up pallet to like separate stuff out so I could, you know, mark off what's growing where. We have hard clay soil back there. The land had just been graded and all of that, so it wasn't like we had, oh, that's what that was for. It wasn't like we had super great conditions or even a lot of time. I didn't know what I was doing. I hadn't done a lot of research at that point. I'm gonna have to pressure wash these white outdoor cushions. I'll probably spray them off with a water hose when I get done. So this is my second year. This is my first year ever starting seeds ever, except for like indoors. This is my first year ever starting seed indoors, and I love it. This is awesome, super satisfying. But I started some way too early, like some of these tomatoes, some of the peppers for sure. But I, you know, first year doing it, live and learn. But I finally found something that I love to do all the time. I got a little burnt out last summer because I had so much failure in my garden because of pests and probably heat and some things like that, but that was my first true full year of trying to do something, and so it wasn't a failure in the sense of like altogether I failed at gardening. No, that was just a failure in a sense of like I lost a lot of crops, a lot of plants, but I learned a lot too, and I've learned a lot since then, and I still love it. Like I also love getting my hands dirty. I've always been a pretty messy, like I was a very messy child, but I wasn't a super outdoorsy child. But I used to hate shoes. Like I wanted to be barefoot, and I would like play with my food, and I was just kind of messy. And so I think that's another reason why I love gardening. That's why sometimes I don't garden with my gloves on. But I think I am gonna up-pot this one. But I love gardening, and it's so I like things to be a certain way, and I'm very type A, and so sometimes gardening is not for the type A person, and so I have to remind myself of that because I was just looking at something on my plant. I don't really know what it is, but anyway, I have to remind myself that, like, just because you plan something doesn't mean it's going to go the way it's planned. So I think that's another reason why I love gardening so much, because it helps me get out of my comfort zone. It helps me learn patience. That is something I was not born with. God bless me with a lot of abilities, but patience was not one of them. And I think that he brought it to me he brought gardening to me and my interest in it in the most perfect timing. Just like he does everything. And his timing, perfect timing. But I'm learning a lot. I watch a lot of YouTube. I'm learning a lot about canning and preserving food. And I'm just also, like, I also like to shop and I want to buy what everybody has. I'm learning to take my time to read and watch videos and take my time with things, because I may not always need what somebody else is using. It may not be right for me. I may not be able to afford it at the time. So I'm learning a lot through this gardening journey. And I know I took a break for a long time, for like half a year off of YouTube, and I hadn't really posted a lot before then either. But yeah, these trays are like, I'm not loving them. I think the bigger ones are a little bit better, but look at that root system, y'all. So I'm learning a lot. And if you watch me, which I'm so new, I think my family is the only ones who really watch me right now, which, hey, I am perfectly happy with that. I'm glad that I have people who support me and my videos and all of the crazy things that I want to start, because I have a lot of ideas. And I don't always do all of them, but I do have a lot of ideas a lot of the time. This is a mushroom basket tomato. And I believe this surprise one is a pineapple tomato based on the leaves. So I'm going to put that over there in that pile with that. Okay, what one is next? Some bigger ones. This is another pineapple. Let's see. This one has 2. I'd rather get the one with the 2. And that came out beautifully. Some of them do, and some of them don't. It's so weird. I'm wearing my clothes that I wore to work today, so I probably should have changed because I'm getting dirt all over myself, but that's what they make washing machines for. And I'm allergic to everything outside, so if you hear me sniffling, it's because of my allergies. I think I'm getting the hang of this. I think I am. So I want to say if you're new to gardening or anything that you're trying to do, it doesn't have to be gardening, it doesn't have to be homesteading or farming or anything like that, because I live in a neighborhood. I don't have a farm. I have one dog, and I think Casey counted the other day like 30 reptiles, which that's a whole different video. But we live in a neighborhood. Like, we don't have a farm. Do I want a farm? Do I want farm animals? Do I want to live on land and be able to homeschool my kids in the future, or find some other way of schooling for our future children? Yes, but I don't have that right now, and that's okay. But what I want to say is, if you want to do something and you've been thinking about it for a long time, do it. Take baby steps to do it. You don't have to jump all in. Like, I like to jump all in. So does Kason. So we have to like slow each other down sometimes, but don't not do something because it sounds scary. Now, if it costs a lot of money, like, okay, well, take the time, save up for it. Do your research, try to find other ways to make extra money to save up for the thing that you want to do. Try to find other ways to achieve the thing that you want to do. I mean, it could be anything. Just, this life is too short to wait on someone else to give you permission, but also to not do what you want to do. I have done a lot of different things career-wise already. I'm only 27, but I have done a lot of different things career-wise, and I ended up going back to where I started, essentially, and that has been the best decision for me. I went to 4 years of college, undergraduate. I went to 2 years of a master's program. Right when COVID started was when I was supposed to graduate, and didn't know if I was going to graduate, not because I couldn't complete my program, but because of they didn't know if we were going to be able to do finish our internships. They didn't know anything. They had no idea. They had no idea what we were going to face. It was the very beginning. Well, we all ended up graduating, thankfully. And, but then getting a job was so hard. Nobody was hiring. Everybody was virtual. Everybody was scared of what was to come, naturally. And so for a year after I graduated, I just did like substitute counseling jobs. First off, didn't know that was a thing. And I loved some of the schools I was in, loved them. Like, asked if their counselor was coming back so I could work in those schools. And it was lower elementary. That was my sweet spot, was lower elementary. Well, the counselors were coming back. Each school that I was at, I mean, some of them were on family leave, some of them were on maternity leave, so like they had already planned to come back, you know. And so then I started looking for a job again, like always. The new school year was coming around, and I found a job. We had actually 2 weeks before I got the job, it was in a middle school. We had just gotten married too. It's like 6 months before this. We were living with my mom, and we had just gotten married, living with my parents so that we could build a house. We had changed all of our plans on what we were going to do to build a house, found a different place to build the house. Ended up being that where we built our house was right beside the middle school that I was interviewing for. And And I ended up getting that job. And I was very thankful for the job. I was super excited. I had interned in a middle school. I was perfectly okay working in a middle school. My two choices were elementary or middle school. I preferred elementary, but at that point, you kind of like take what you can get. And so I get the job. I start the job super great. You know, we move into our house. Everything kind of all happens at the same time. And we got another puppy in, you know, that first year in our house, and that was dumb. Tonks was not happy. But that first year, I didn't make it. I did not, like, creepy. I didn't make it I made it to Christmas break, and then I quit my job. I had a lot of other life things going on. What are you doing? I had a lot of other life things going on, and the middle school job was very, very, very hard. It wasn't because I couldn't do it. It was just because there was so much trauma and so much. There was just a lot. It was a lot. Being a middle school counselor is no small feat. And I had some traumatic experiences in my personal life happen. And I got to a breaking point. I wasn't myself. My mental health was so, so bad. And, you know, me and Kason sat down one night, and I don't give up. When I do something, I go all in. Like, I don't like giving up. I never liked giving up. I was taught you don't give up, right? So that's what I did. I didn't want to give up. I had committed to something for a year, and if in April I didn't want to sign again, then I didn't have to. I had committed to getting a puppy. That's a commitment that you make for at least, 8 to 12 years, depending on the dog and their lifespan. And I didn't want to give up on either one of those things. I wasn't happy with either one of those things. I was miserable. But because of how I was trained and how I was taught, I didn't want to give up. I felt like a failure. I felt like I was failing because I couldn't finish something that I started, when that was not true. And what was going to end up happening was a lot of my familial relationships, my home life was going to get really bad if I stayed in that job, if I stayed in a position where I wasn't able to take care of myself and allow God to let me heal. So it just so happened that my old job had a position opening up at the same time, and it was a job that I've had before, did it before, same position, everything, and it was at the same time that I had put in my 6-week notice at this middle school, and they tried to tell me that I couldn't quit. And I was like, well, I'm not walking back in that door, so you're gonna have to find somebody else. But it was the best decision, one of the best decisions. But I went to school for 6 years to do that, and I love helping people and I love children, but I had to get out of it. And it was literally it was one of the most life-changing experiences I've ever had. And I love that I quit that job. We rehomed the puppy. Actually, somebody wanted her very much, and they worked at our vet's office, and we were like, heck yeah, you want her, come get her. Gave her to her for free, did not ask for a rehoming fee or nothing. She's living at a much better location than what we could provide for her. Tonks is happier, and this was over a year ago. But in my old job at the middle school, I was so stressed out and I was so tired that I wasn't able to do anything that I wanted to do. Like, I didn't crochet anymore. I didn't garden anymore. I didn't read. I didn't do my podcast. I didn't do anything that I wanted to do anymore. I didn't do crafts. I didn't cook, bake. I didn't want to do anything. All I wanted to do was sleep. And that's not healthy. And once I quit and I allowed myself to heal from everything that I had experienced, I started really being able to do things that I love and enjoy. And so right now I'm in that same job and I love it. I do work for my parents. It's something I've been doing for 12 years, so I'm pretty good at my job. And I have patients that I call and pay their bill, and they're my regulars, and we have, very cordial conversations. And it's sometimes you get a bad one that calls and they're angry, but it's those really good ones, those sweet ones, the elderly people who want to drive to our building and pay their bill or whatever. Those are the ones who make it worth it. Now, do I know if this is what I want to do forever? No, we don't know that. You can't know that. I do have plans to start a business, hopefully in the next few years. Me and Kason have a lot of goals and plans, and we have plans for like my garden and our next home and stuff like that. But all that to say, don't just not do something because you're scared. Life's too short. Life is too short. I've lost too many people in the last 3 to 4 years that I'm done waiting on I'm done being scared about it. Now, I am not done waiting on God's timing. God's timing is the ultimate timing. I'm going to wait on him. So if he needs me to wait, I'm going to wait. But I'm done being scared. I'm not scared anymore. And I don't have to be. Like, there's no reason to be. God gave us this life. He gave us the ability to do the things that he needs us to do. And we'll do them as long as we allow him to put us in those positions to do those things. So the business that I would like to start is in a helping profession again. It is not in a public school system or anything like that. I'm not going to talk too much about that because I don't know what that's going to look like yet. It's still very, very, very new. I haven't even started it yet, but I've been praying a lot about it. It's a little bit expensive, so that financial part of it has to be there, and it will be. I feel really good about it, but the timing will have to be in God's timing, so I can't rush it. That's one thing that I've learned through gardening is you can't rush things. You can't. I can't do it on my timing. It won't end up very well. I have to do it on God's timing. So that is just a little bit of a little conversation while I'm finishing potting up these tomato plants, because I'm not going to get to up pot these pepper plants, but that's okay. They got to be out in some fresh air. I got to water my strawberries that I planted the other day. I got to, let's see, these are pineapple plants. I need to, okay, so that is a pineapple plant. That's a mushroom basket, mushroom basket, mushroom basket, mushroom basket, pineapple, pineapple. I got to plant my peach tree, and I cleaned up some of my raised beds and flower pots that I had back there. Not all of them. I didn't really feel like going that deep into the weed forest to get the rest of them today, but this is probably going to be the last one, even though there's a couple that really could and probably should be up potted. But I've already split this one apart. This one had 3 in that cell. So I'm hoping these leaves get better. Oh, one of them fell off, so I don't know. Maybe that's a good sign. Who knows? Okay, so those are all pineapple plants. I need to write my labels. I mean, some of these just don't look great. They just don't. Some of them just don't look good at all. And I think it's just because it needed more nutrients. Like this one, I really need to split up. But I don't have enough soil. To pot it. I don't think. No, I don't. Alright, well, it is what it is. Anyway, thank y'all for hanging out with me and listening to me rant and talk, and I hope that, you feel encouraged and inspired to go and do something that you've been wanting to do, or start gardening, or whatever. And I hope that y'all stick around, stay with me while I continue to learn what I'm doing, because I know some things, but I don't know a lot of things about this. So we will see. Thanks, y'all. Bye.